Hello, beautiful and busy people. My name is Dalia, and welcome to my channel. In today's video,
rule that adults know better, and you have to listen until you're gonna have a job, until you're gonna sell, you're gonna get salary. It's so short that I couldn't make it. I am not skilled enough. My English is the train. It was my first time going to the sea.
where to start? I am not sure which age is the right age for separation. Leaving your parents' house. When it's the right time to live on your own ass. But I can tell you, then I felt I should leave and try to live on my own and see the world. I was actually around 20 years old, more or less. I had thoughts of moving somewhere. I heard other young adults going abroad, earning money, earning experience, and moving back home. I heard the stories of people coming back after earning money and buying things such as phones, cars. I even heard people talking about planning study elsewhere. Of course, I wanted the same. However, I wasn't sure about my own self. Lack of confidence. My parents were protective and kept saying, do not go, stay here, grass is always greener elsewhere, which is actually true. We always see this way, no one is waiting for you in another country, which is also true, nobody is waiting for us anywhere. Also, they was keep saying, stay here, with no one worries, here home, we're safe. I can't blame them. Parents want and wish what is good for their child from their own perspectives. It's not wrong. They want you to feel and be safe, and they want you to see in the front of their eyes. However, what they see as a good for you is not always good. Or at least, I think parents and kids, they have perspectives of what is good and bad are not always the same. Well, I actually wanted to get out of my parents' house, change the cities. I wasn't, passionate or too extreme to go abroad, but passionate enough to try to get into university, at least in another city, which is actually I done. You have no idea how happy I was. I was actually flying from happiness. Anyway, student life is not the main point of this video. Let's get to the point. When you are not too desperate, or I may say, not too firehead person who broke the rules, you are grow up under the rule that adults know better and you have to listen. So after hearing constantly, don't do this and don't do that, the society also back then was keep saying, don't pick up your head up too much, you are okay here. And add to this a spirit which one likes adventure, but at the same time is very scared and not sure about self. So imagine if you're constantly hearing this and that, society saying you this and that, you are like this, so eventually one day you just think, wow, sure, let's just sit comfortably on my own ass and do nothing. That's what actually I done. I stayed and just work at a decent job. Honestly, I couldn't get the job by my profession. I'm gonna talk about this later on. My salary was not enough to rent a huge house or flat on my own. I could actually rent with my friends. However, back then, the people who I knew, the friendship level was not in that level that you can trust and go together rent. But at the same time, I still wanted to live somewhere else. I wanted to live on my own and to have my own sport and to live under my own rules and to feel the freedom, less of control. So I started looking for the flats. I actually also I checked my financial situation. I am able to do that or not. Unfortunately, it was so-so. Also, at my last job in Lithuania, I started hearing the stories of people who tried their luck elsewhere. we also was finding the love of my life during the trip. We was traveling, so I started looking for the trips, at least something, to explore the world a little bit. I heard people talking that they try their luck at their profession in other countries, how they used their skills, those skills what they are good for. I heard all these, but don't forget, I used to have the lack of confidence. I wasn't sure about my own skills, about my own knowledge. However, I will still start looking for the trips to the other countries. I talked to the people from original countries, I was talking with the people from England, from America, Germany. I was using the translator. Later on, I start looking for the jobs in Denmark, Germany, Ireland, Norway, Sweden. I was looking for the law, the things what is necessary if you finally decide to move abroad. Everything, the where to live, what kind of job I could do by my profession, this and that. But still, I was not brave enough to make a step. I was imagining a lot of things, but doing nothing for that. One day, my father's friend came to our house. He was visiting the Lithuania because he started living abroad in England. So he was visiting his old friends. They had a conversation. He was sharing his life, how the things are going on, his success, what kind of connection he still have with the family which was still living in Lithuania. He was sharing a lot of personal things as well. And after that, I had a conversation with my father as well, with my mom. Remark, my choice was England, but the real factor was if my father's friend would be from another country, like a Denmark or Germany or any other European country, I believe so I would choose that country. Honestly, because there was someone you trust and you can rely, and there is some little bit of help, support. My wish was to leave my parents' house and live on my own. Tried my own luck, challenge myself, my own skills. My dream actually come true, right? But I couldn't believe my ears. I couldn't believe that opportunity to live abroad, to be independent, to try your luck came by itself. Really, I couldn't believe it. However, don't forget again the lack of a confidence. There was one more thing stopping me. Now when I think about it, it sounds quite funny and silly, but back then in the past it was very big deal for me. I took my first screen touch phone, the Samsung Galaxy 550 if I'm not wrong. However, I took it for 2 years to pay, direct debit. It was left just few months to pay for it. I was so worried that I understood that then you start your life from zero in another country, you want to find the job, you're not stable yet, until you're gonna have a job, until you're gonna settle, you're gonna get salary, this and that, all those kind of things takes the time, right? So I was so worried that I'm not gonna have money enough to pay, and in that case I will make a debts for other people, for my parents, and I will make a problems for other people. So I was so worried about that as well. I was so sure that I couldn't make it. I am not skilled enough. My English is not good enough. Well, but after some time of rethinking all pluses and minuses, I made a decision. I was scared, I was excited, I was worried and happy at the same time. I was still actually scared kitten of a wire wall, even thought I was 25 years old. But still, it was my own first long trip away from my home. Yes, I've been in Latvia with my student friends, but still it's not the same. The trip started at the petrol station, Lukoil, if I'm not wrong with the name. One came, there was a driver, a man, and a few more people. So my father talked with that guy, I heard it. My father said, it's my daughter, it's her first trip to England, look after her please. The guy actually smiled with a friendly face and he said, No worries, the first trip from home always feels scary, but later on she will be brave enough. Honestly, he was actually right. The van moved. After a few hours, we reached Kaunas. We stopped by the shopping center Mega, if I'm correct. There was two more vans joined our trip and few more people. We all moved towards the Poland. People were so friendly. They shared their life stories, their life goals, how many countries we visit, what kind of jobs we do, why we traveling, and this and that. It was a lot of fun. Also, we was watching a movie, Hashiko story, very sad story, and another Intouchable, if I am correct. Anyway, the drivers also was talking over the free radio station waves. They was making a jokes like they're super agents or FTB or something like that. It was so funny. I think they was just entertaining us. And I'm sure they was entertaining themselves as well, not to fall asleep or something. However, the drivers was keep switching as soon as one of them was feeling sleepy. I don't remember much of Poland itself because the journey started very early in the morning, so I was so tired and sleepy. Plus, it was raining, so most of the trip I was sleeping. Then we reached Germany. The driver wake me up a few times, so he said as soon as we reach the highway, we're not gonna stop because we wanted to reach the France as fast as possible. So we few times stopped, went to the restroom, we eat, and then we were just sleeping. At night, I wake up a few times and I saw the Germany highway. It was magnificent view. I saw those roads from TV and in the movies, but to see it with your own eyes is completely different experience. After reaching France, we reached Eurotunnel. Ooh, the train. It was my first time going under the sea by this type of a train. The driver started joking. He was saying a lot of funny, scary stories about some huge machines left and not finished tunnel parts. My ears blocked as well. The first step on England land I made, it was aboard the checkpoint. There was a lot of officers, workers. They checked our passport. They was asking our reason for the coming. They spoke obviously in English. I was so nervous about my English level. I understood everything what we were saying, but still I was still kind of a little bit shaking because it's a border. It looks completely different, not back then like in my country, and it's a first trip away from my home. So all this atmosphere really made me a little bit, I don't know, nervous and scared at the same time. I still couldn't believe my eyes, what I see and where I am. My second stop was the house of my father's friend. He and his wife welcomed me very warmly. I finally could take a shower after 2 days of a long trip. I eat homemade food, Lithuanian food, and let's call him Danny and Katrina. Both of them, they gave me few very important pieces of advices. Keep your passport close. Keep your wallet close as well. Work hard. Don't drink too much. Don't get into trouble with certain things. Don't believe people's stories too much. Everyone may talk many things about themselves. However, everyone came for the different reasons. Just follow yours. Keep planning and reach your own goals, but don't share much about them with others. They don't have to know much about you. Basically, don't open much and don't trust others too much. People can betray you. And if someone is rude to you and you need someone to talk, we're always here to help. Always happy to help. Those few pieces of advices really helped me a lot. I slept finally on a soft bed. I covered myself with a soft blanket. I was so tired and excited at the same time. I remember my text message with American friend. I remember I write to him, I am few hours closer to your timeline and few steps close to my dream, my wishes. to make them real. Well, I fell asleep. The next day, I was going with Danny and Katerina to the agency. I got the job. I remember my first conversation with my first boss in England. The area I came, it was North England. Boss's accent was Scottish. Well, now I know. He asked my name and something else. I don't really remember what, but I remember the Katerina. She was saying, "Do you know how to speak in English?" I said, "Yes, of course I do." And then the Danny asked me, "The boss asked you a question. You didn't understand him?" I said, "Huh? I must speak in English now?" Katerina said, "Yes, now, Dalia, this is the time for you to speak in English." I was nervous and scared and excited at the same time. I couldn't believe he is the person in front of me. He really speaks in English. This is a British person. Also, there will be no subtitles, no double translator. So I have to speak in English now. All the words in my head just fly away. However, I was led with another person, the manager, to the building where is the rooms and where I would live. I came to the room first. In the evening, there was other people join the room. One good thing, all of them was from my country, so we could talk and communicate, right? Well, after talking, the girls asked me to join to go to the pub. I even didn't know that there is the pub. I was so happy and excited. A new place, a new people, another country. I forgot about the feeling tired and sleepy. I felt the same as I felt when I moved to another city being a student. It was like a fresh start, a new experience, a new page on my life. I thought, no one knows me here. No one knows my life story, my failures, my success, my past. Here, I am just a Dalia, friendly neighbor from Lithuania. I still not sure when is the right time for separation from parents, to live on your own, on your place, and start create your own life. In my case, I was 25 years old. You might say, oh, biologically your brain developed fully, so it's totally perfect time. I don't know. I think it depends on the person. We're all different. We mature differently, and our characteristics are different, and our situations might be also different. What I really sure is better to try, it's better to experience things rather than just later feel regret that you didn't try your luck, you didn't catch the opportunity to try something and to challenge yourself. I do not regret of my choices. I hope you like this video. Leave me comments. You can also share your experience and your own opinion. What do you think? What is the right age for separation from parents? My name is Dalia, and see you around in the next video. Bye bye.